Today on our 2017 Chevrolet Cruze, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the Roadmaster Falcon Tow and Falcon All-Terrain Combo Towing Kit with straight wiring. Part number RM-9243-1. This is what our diode kit looks like when it's installed. What this is going to allow you to do is to safely and legally flat tow your vehicle. What it's going to do is going to allow you to transfer your signals from your RV through your towed vehicle to its tail lights. Your running lights, brake lights, and both turn signals. This is part of our Roadmaster Combo Kit. What's great about this combo kit is you're getting two of the main components for a flat tow setup in one kit. You're going to get your diode wiring, which gives you your 6-pole bracket, mounts on the front of the vehicle. Your 6 to 7-pole wiring goes from the front of the vehicle to the motorhome, and you're going to get your safety cables. Let's talk a little bit about each component here. Our diode kit. That's going to give you 30 foot of wire that's going to go from the back of the vehicle to the front. It's going to connect to your 6-pole plug that's going to mount to the front of the vehicle. It also comes with a bracket. When we install them, sometimes we use that bracket, sometimes we don't. Sometimes these will mount directly onto the base plate themselves. The diodes. It has 4 diodes in each, 2 for each side of the vehicle. What the diodes do is they protect your factory wiring from any backfeed from the motorhome if your motorhome has a wiring issue, and vice versa. It protects the motorhome, the wiring, if your towed vehicle has any wiring issue. The diodes are going to have an aluminum coating on them, so they're going to resist any rust or corrosion. And it's going to come with all the necessary hardware to get them installed. Our straight wire, you're also going to get your straight cord. It's going to come with your 6-pole plug that's going to mount to, or it's going to connect to the 6-pole plug on the front of the vehicle. It's going to give you your 7-pole plug. It's going to give you that power between your motorhome and your vehicle when it's being towed. Our cord is going to have silicone injected plugs. It's going to be resistant to water, oils, and chemicals. Our safety cables are going to be constructed of a galvanized steel. They're going to have a vinyl coating so it doesn't scratch our tow bar. And they're going to have an 8,000 pound capacity. And the straight cable is going to be designed for tow bars with channel guides. As another added bonus to this kit, you're going to get 2 locks that are keyed alike. You're going to get a tow bar bag. When your tow bar is not in use, it's going to keep the elements off your tow bar. You're also going to get an accessory storage bag for your wiring, for your safety cables, for your base plate removable arms. It's going to keep all of your components contained in one spot so they're ready to go the next time you need to use them. Now that we've gone over some of the features of this kit, I'm going to show you how to install the diode kit. Before we get to installing the diode kit, we're going to need to remove the fascia. Let me show you how we did that. First thing we need to do is start with our installation. We're going to start at the back of the vehicle and we're going to remove our tail lights. You're going to have 2 caps. Take a small flathead screwdriver or something with a point on it, and you're going to pull the caps out like that. We're going to have 2 T15 Torx head screws we need to remove. And we're just going to gently pull back on our light. We're going to go ahead and unplug our wiring. There's going to be a red tab here on top. We need to pull that up. And then we're going to push down on the tab and pull it apart. Like that. Go ahead and set our light aside. We're going to have a coating on our wire. We need to go ahead and pull that back. We're going to get access to as much wiring as we can. Through testing, here on our passenger side, we determined that our yellow and white wire here is going to be our brake light signal. This blue wire with the purple stripe is going to be our turn signal. And our brown wire with the gray stripe is going to be our running lights. That tells us that we have a 3-wire system. Now, if you want to maintain that 3-wire system, you're going to have to pick up 2 extra diodes because the diode kit only comes with 4. In our case here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to combine our turn signal with our brake signal. So we will not be doing anything with these 2 wires, just these 2. Now what we need to do is we need to get our wire up behind our fascia to the wires coming out of the vehicle. If you have a piece of airline tube or a wire hanger, you can use that. We're going to stick it right back behind here. If you don't have either one of those, take a piece of string, put a nut on it, or a bolt, something heavy, drop it right down like that. it will come out the bottom. You just push your wire, kind of loop it around a little bit like this. Now we're going to pull up about 4.5, 5 foot of it, and then we're going to separate our wires. The only ones we're going to be connecting here are going to be our brown wire and our green wire. We'll take our yellow and white wire, we'll just throw it in here for now. Green wire is going to be our turn signal and brake signal. Brown wire is going to be our running lights. We'll go ahead and cut our yellow and white wire. Again, this is for our brake and turn signal. Go ahead and strip it back. I like to strip back a little extra on these because these wires are can be a little thin. Next, you're going to take your diode. It's going to have 3 blue spade connectors on it. You're going to attach one to each one of your wires. It's going to plug in just like this. And that's going to plug in there. Next, we're going to do our running lights. In your kit, you're going to get a diode that has a yellow connector like this. This is for the jump wire from one side on your running lights to the other. It doesn't matter which side you put it on. Directions show you on this side or show it on this side. Again, it doesn't really matter. I'm actually going to put it on the other side. Since we're starting on the passenger side, this is going to work better on the driver's side. It'll make it a lot easier. So now we'll just connect our brown wire with this the same way we did our green with our yellow. Go ahead and drop your yellow and white wire down. Go ahead and push your excess down. You want to make sure that you have a clean area here. You're going to have, each diode is going to have some sticky tape on it. You want to make sure that these aren't going to bounce around. Now we can reinstall our tail light. Once you've got your light back in, next thing you need to do is you need to route your wire across to the driver's side and then pull it up. Let me show you how I did it. The bumper beam runs right on the inside of the fascia here, and you have your exhaust, your muffler here. So what I did is I went up over the top of my bumper beam here. You can see I ran it across. It went over the top here. That's going to keep it away from my exhaust. And then I just did the same thing with the with my nut and my string, dropped it down, and then pulled all my wire back up. Now you want to make sure you get your yellow and white wire up, and go ahead and pull up your 4-pole wiring. The rest of this is going to run to the front of the vehicle, but the reason we pull it all the way up is we're going to take this brown wire, we're going to split it in half, and it's going to be the jumper from one side. We're going to take the two, tie them together, and then tie them into our running light signal over here. And then we'll take this, drop it back down, and run it to the front of the vehicle. The reason I do it like this is so we don't have a big bundle of wire underneath the vehicle that we have to worry about trying to find somewhere to zip tie it. Now we're going to tie into our brake signal, again, which is going to be our brake and our turn. We're combining them. That's going to be our yellow wire with the gray stripe. Cut that. And we're just going to do the same thing we did on the other side. We'll take our yellow wire, which is our turn signal, cut that down. Single side out goes towards the plug. Just plug our wires in just like that. Now we're going to do our running light circuit, which is going to be this one right here. Brown wire with the blue stripe. Now for this, we're going to take our brown wire, cut it in half, go ahead and strip back both sides. We're going to take these two ends, put them together like this, and you're going to have a yellow spade terminal, and it's for this purpose. Put these two together, drop them down, and we'll take our other diode, single side out going towards the light, or towards the plug. We're going to take the rest of our wire, we're going to feed it back down. We're going to keep our white wire up here, and we'll plug our brown in like that. White wire is going to be a ground wire. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to ground it right here at our ring terminal. And we'll take our self-tapping screw. I'm going to make sure it's in metal. Just like that. Now we can reinstall our light and run our wire, the rest of our wire, up to the front of the vehicle. Let me get that done real quick and I'll show you how I did it. Now you want to make sure you're staying away from anything hot or moving. So instead of running it down and across, there's a fastener right here holding the fender liner on. I went actually over the top and came down right here. Went right across this section of the body here, or our frame. Zip tied here. Zip tied it on this pipe here. Stay away from the spring. Over the top of the axle. Found the existing wiring that runs all the way to the front of the vehicle. And just zip tied it right along. The string with the with our nut on it, it's a little bit hard to get it down here at an angle. You can do it, but it'd be easy to have two people or to use something with a little bit more stiffness to it. It's a pretty straight shot, so even if you had a yardstick or maybe a pole or something like that, you could actually run it straight down from where the battery is down to here. I just happen to have some airline tube here. Anyway, once you get it down, go ahead and tape it to the end of whatever you sent down. Now we'll go up top, we'll pull it up toward the battery. Double check down there to make sure you're not snagged on anything and you got all of your wire up. Once you've done that, the reason we are running it up here to the engine compartment is for our braking system. Our braking system is going to have to tie into our signals, because when we disable the power to the vehicle as we're flat towing it, nothing else is going to work. Our lights aren't going to work or anything. That's why we're running this wire to the plug in the front to tie it to the RV. So all I did was zip tied it to my positive battery cable. You can see right here, I just kind of did a little loop with it, zip tied it there. When I put my braking system in, I can take the zip tie off, and this is going to give me plenty of room to work. And then I can zip tie and bundle everything up back up there. Then I ran it right behind my headlight, right down to where my 6-pole plug is going to be mounted. You're going to have some wire loom that comes in your kit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a little bit right here, just in case it shows through the front grille on the fascia. Now we're going to reinstall our fascia. We're going to reinstall it in reverse order from the way we took it off. I'm going to make sure you hook up all of your wires that you disconnected and your fog lights. Now I'm going to have to modify the grille just a little bit so that my plug will fit in place. You can see we have a front license plate holder. I'm actually going to leave that on there. It's actually mounted to the grille. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this side. I'm going to drill a hole right here, enough that I can get my bolt in. That way I can take this and slide it in behind it. As long as I have enough room that this will open, when you put your license plate on, this will actually sit back right up against there. So it'll either sit flush or just a little bit back behind it. So let me get this modified and I'll show you how I did it. This is what my cutout's going to look like. And you can see what it would look like with the license plate on the front. Next we'll go ahead and hook up our plug. We're going to take the skinny end of the boot. We'll slide it onto our wiring. I'm going to cut my wires about right here. On the back of our 6-pole plug, our pegs are going to be marked. You have RT for right turn, LT for left turn, GD for ground, and TM for your running lights. You're going to have a couple extra pegs, battery charge line, stuff like that. So we're only going to be using 4 of them because we only have 4 wires. That in, do our ground, we'll do our left turn, which are yellow, and then finally our right turn, which is our green. Just like that. Slide that into place, and then we'll put on our self-tapping screws. And it's a good idea if you're going to be stopping here, once you complete this part of it, to put a little bit of dielectric grease or silicone on your connections here. It'll help keep them from corroding. Slide your boot over the top like this, and then take some electrical tape and tape around this edge. Wire loom that comes in your kit, if you slide it on right up to here, you can take some electrical tape and go right over the top of it there. That'll help keep moisture from getting inside. I'm not going to do that at this point in time because I'm going to actually be taking the fascia back off to put in a braking system. Now we're going to test out our lights using an alternate power source. This is going to simulate being hooked up to your RV. Tail lights, left turn, brake lights, right turn. That'll do it for a look at and installation on the Roadmaster Falcon 2 and Falcon All-Terrain Combo Towing Kit with straight wiring, part number RM-9243-1 on our 2017 Chevrolet Cruze.